Hello, my name's Father David Teasdale. I'm the Vicar of St Mary Magdalene, Altofts and St Luke the Evangelist, Charleston, which serves the parishes and communities of Altofts, Charleston, Street House and Snildale Villas. I come to you today from the inside of one of our churches, our beloved St Mary Magdalene's, and I stand in front of our Requiem altar where prayers are offered each day and Mass is offered regularly for those who have died, for those who now sleep in that peace of Christ. The candle which burns on the altar in perpetuity is for all those who have died, not just those who've died recently, but those who we have loved and lost in those years gone by. And if you'd like prayers or Mass offered at this altar, please do be in touch, and we can certainly make sure that that happens. Beside me is that final station from the Station of the Cross, which shows Jesus being laid in the tomb. And as we go through this COVID pandemic, we hear of those restrictions that affect how we lay our loved ones to rest. But things are changing and things are improving a little, so those restrictions are being eased. And now, whilst it has been always the case that only 10 were allowed at services taking place in the Crematorium chapel or at the graveside during this time of pandemic, that number's been increased. So as of this week, it's now possible to have up to 14 mourners at the chapel at Pontefract Crematorium, or 16 mourners at Wakefield Crematorium in their chapel. At cemeteries that are owned and maintained by the council, the number has been increased to 20 mourners who may assemble round the graveside. The further good news is that funerals may resume within church, and following that recent unseasonable weather, that will be very appropriate for those who want to have a burial and have a service under cover before those final acts around the graveside. In the case of church, those same social and physical distancing rules apply, and there will be a restriction on those numbers, but it is possible to have a service in church if that is your wish. In the same way, if you'd like a loved one to lay in church overnight prior to their funeral rites, it's also possible for that to take place. We're able to record services for those who cannot be present, and those can be uploaded or sent privately for those who cannot attend. And that can be either here or at the crematorium or round the graveside. If you'd like your priest to be present at a funeral and to take those services, that can be at the crematorium or at the cemetery or in church. Please do let your funeral director know. If you suffered a bereavement, please do look at our resources on our website. There are resources and prayers for those who are bereaved, and there's also little services that can be sent out to those people who cannot attend funerals, prayers that can be said at home whilst funeral services are taking place. And certainly in the case of our churches, we're quite happy to send copies of funeral services and sermons in advance to families so they can forward those to those people who aren't able to attend funerals. It's also possible to have prayers in chapels of rest, prayers outside the house prior to leaving for the crematorium for those who can't attend the service themselves, observing those socially distancing rules. But there's infinite possibilities that are now available to make a service personal and fitting and respectful for those whom you have loved, as we commend them into God's care and pray for their souls. If you'd like to find out further information, please do look on our websites, on our bereavement resources and on our funeral pages to see what is available and what can happen. If you'd like to be in touch, my telephone number is 01924 893 110, or you can contact me by email or through our Facebook page, our Twitter page, or through our website. But until we're all able to gather together as the body of Christ, I pray that God will keep you safe until we meet again.